The use of statistics in our lives is so rapidly increasing that the day doesn't seem very far when the knowledge of statistics would be as much essential as it is reading and writing today for a man and for a woman. The science of statistics is the chief instrumentality through which the progress of civilization is now measured and by which its development is largely controlled. The knowledge of statistics is essential for one more reason also. One misconception about statistics among common people is that it is easy to lie with it. But in fact, it is easier to lie without it. Statistics keeps control over a person while speaking and abstains one to deviate from the fact. It has power to reveal the fact and to help one to get out of illusion if there is any. Many a times, data are the product of some imaginative brains. Once a historian friend of mine narrated a story of an illustrious prime minister of a country making a statement in the parliament of his country and freely quoting statistics in support of his statement. The story goes like this. The Honorable Prime Minister had to make some statement in the parliament over a certain issue. He asked his secretary to provide him with some information related to that issue a fortnight before the date he had to make the statement in the parliament. The secretary made his best of efforts to get the information, but he was told by the persons in charge that no such statistics had been collected so far. Then the secretary asked as to how much minimum possible time it would take to collect the required statistics. He was told that it would take minimum 6 months time. He accordingly informed the Prime Minister. The secretary was a bit disappointed as he couldn't supply the data asked by the Prime Minister. But to the utter surprise of his secretary, the Honorable Prime Minister made the statement in the Parliament on the appointed date and time, quoting valuable and convincing extemporally statistics after statistics. The secretary was also present in the secretary gallery to assist the minister if and when required. He became nervous and felt ashamed. He thought that the Honorable Prime Minister might have got the statistics from some other source. After the session was over, the secretary approached the Prime Minister and mustered courage to inquire from him as to from where could he get those statistics. The Prime Minister smiled and replied, "You told me that these statistics are not yet collected and published anywhere, isn't it? You also told me that it would take at least 6 months' time to collect these statistics. Did you not? Don't you think that if the government, with all its resources and power, may take 6 months' time to collect these statistics, then this poor opposition would need at least 6 years' time to refute my statement, to verify my statistics." Such phenomena nowadays are true about several others also. It has become a fashion these days to quote extempore very big figures very frequently and eloquently from memory in public speeches. Some people wonder how much well read and well informed the speaker is, and how sharp is his memory. Some give them credit of quoting statistics extempore, so big numbers, and yet so accurately that they do not appear to be out of time. This is an art rather than an artful art. No doubt a quality that impresses many. Of course, few in the audience care to remember those figures. Some of the leaders, rather many of them, in their own turn, coin and compose their own figures. Sometimes far away from those actually quoted by the leaders. Of course, not actually abnormal, and this process goes till the public memory of the speech fades away. On the other side, many a times the governments and other agencies conceal statistics for speaking lie. They find it easier to lie without statistics. They try to impress people through other means, such as emotional pictures, attracting slogans, etc. etc. They try to exploit the human emotions. Rolf Dibeli, in his book, The Art of Thinking Clearly, has mentioned one instance. Paul Slow, an American psychologist, did one experiment in this context. During the famine in Malawi, he asked people for donations. One group of the people was shown a photo of Rokia from Malawi, an emaciated child with pleading eyes and innocent face. Afterwards, people donated an average of $2.83 to the charity. The second group of people was shown statistics about the famine in Malawi, including the fact that more than 3 million malnourished children were affected. The average donation dropped by 50%. It seemed illogical. One would think that people's generosity would grow knowing the statistics. But people do not function like that. Statistics do not steer people, but pictures do. True statistics do tell people the truth, and pictures may keep them in illusion. It has become a general practice in media that if a company has to feature in the news, the company's factual reports are not highlighted. Rather, a picture of its CEO appears alongside. These are all according to well thought strategies. If a riot or an earthquake or any other natural calamity takes place, a victim becomes the face of the crisis. This is why one should be careful when encountering human stories. One should ask for the facts and the statistics behind them. Statistics in such cases would help one getting out of the emotional pressure. Thomas Carlyle has rightly once remarked, a judicious man looks on statistics not to get knowledge, but to save himself from having ignorance foisted on him. Thank you very much. Thank you.